Hey y'all, it's Chrissy here from Chrissy's Clucky Chronicles. I'm in the kitchen this morning doing what I always do, and that's making breakfast snacky trays for the babies. Now, do we do this every morning? Yes, of course we do. My schedule on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is that we make sure that we have fresh chopped blueberries, frozen if I don't have any fresh chopped lettuces, and we have a mixture of different types of yummy seeds and different things for the babies, different mealworm proteins, that kind of thing. And Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays I pop my babies some plain popcorn because, yeah, they like it. It's not bad for them. And they enjoy crunching around on the little popcorn. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and following along on this crazy adventure. I still got a little bit of weirdness going on with this, you know, getting over being sick. So anyway, let's jump into it. See what's going on. It is so cold this morning, so we got to go put our coat on, make sure our hat's secure. Let's go check on the babies. Woo, very cold this morning. Now, I know I've talked about it before and I've harped about it several videos, but you kind of have to have a routine when you're doing anything dealing with homestead, farmstead, farm life, even regular life. Routines are important for a reason. Number one, when you're dealing with animals, especially when you're dealing with a flock like chickens and quails and ducks and even dogs and things like we have out here on our little farm, they become very codependent on you. They become very independent of what they want to do, but they still expect you to maintain a certain particular type of schedule, feeding schedules especially. Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to enhance my relationship with you? I mean, animals are really funny that way. They're very peculiar, but it also builds a form of trust that you just have to instill in your animals, and I'll explain as we go. We got to go feed the ducks. So today's added benefit of going to go feed the ducks is crushed red pepper flakes, and I added a few seeds to their little diet anyway. They don't really eat a lot of seeds, but I noticed that it does have some cracked corn in it. They enjoy it, and it's not something that I give them every single day. They get it just a few times a week. Now the babies there, they've made a mess out here, but the babies here on the big yard have already had their snackies, and everybody's having a lovely large time. I'm gonna sit this right down here, and let's go take a peek at my baby ducks. Hey girls and boys, how y'all doing? I'm gonna walk down this way towards the duck pen. They're very impatient, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, and remember I told you the grass pad would be gone in like 2 days? It's completely obliterated. And I just let them finish eating the roots and eat whatever it is bug-wise that they want to dig up. So I'm going to go in there, we're going to rake that, we're going to reseed it, heavily put some straw on top of it, and just let that rock and roll. See if it seeds back out again so they can have some more fresh grass. Okay, girls, you're not completely muddy, but you're getting close to it. You ready for your breakfast? Woo, Jane Lily, you are so dirty. All right, let's get some breakfast snackies, girls. And they're quite the voracious eaters. Now, we do have their feed here, and we do have their scratch greens, which I have to keep it quite full. And the chickens come through, and they're like, hey, we want some of that too. But you can't have it because it's for my duck babies. So these have to be scrubbed out because they drink it constantly, and their bucket back there has to be filled back up again because they will drink that. I think it's I don't think it's quite 50 gallons, but I think it's a 32 or 38 gallon bucket. We'll have to fill that up at least 3 times a week. These get filled up right here about 4 times a day because they drink constantly. But it's okay, we don't mind. That's why we have our little babies. Ain't that right, girls? And somebody laid mommy an egg. I'll get it later. Not sure how much you can see out here. You can see part of the creek, some of it. Out there you can see some of the water just kind of glistening out in the background here. When everything clears completely out and I feel up to it, I'm going to take you guys walking out here in the woods out here so you can look and see what the beavers have been doing. We have a little blind here that my boys have made. They sit here. There's a stump there, and they just add more logs and add more logs to it. We just basically sit here and look at the wildlife. Now we have tons of trail cams out here, but we also feed our wildlife as well. Number one, I don't want any potential dangers or harms coming to my feathered flock out here, so we have a dedicated feeding space that is way far away from here. And that again goes and plays into routine, because if you have a dedicated space that you're feeding the deer, the raccoons, you know, coyote, foxes, otter, all kinds of stuff, then that means they're not starving to come up here to snack on the babies. So it's important that I also give back to them. Now my oldest son, he's really into growing deer lichen, and we have seeded out some specific types of grasses for the wildlife and the deer and different things that can come out here and eat, which is nice because I think it's important that you give back to nature. Yes, that's right, Lynn. We give back to nature. And when you give back to them and make sure that they're also healthy and that they're also eating and that they're participating in the circle of life, they're not coming up here munching on my babies that I have out here. Everything's happy, everything's very peaceful, and so on and so forth. And then anybody that, you know, hunts or does that type of particular thing on properties or adjacent properties will have some meat that they can make, you know, understand that it's been the animals have been taken care of on our end, no matter where they go. Now, because it is so cold and, you know, just really unbearable for me to be out here in this cold weather, I have to make my rounds around everybody's water container to make sure that nothing is frozen. I understand that, Nana Roo, but you don't have any ice in your container, and I've already been in there, and I do not feel like picking you up, putting you in my coat right now. He's kind of upset because I haven't picked him up and put him in my coat. Nana Roo likes to get inside of my coat, and I unzip just a little bit, and his little head pokes out, and he likes for me to walk around the yard with him. I don't know, he just acts like he's king of the world. But I digress. We do have electronic heating elements and devices that go up under the watering bins that we have out here to prevent ice and different things from developing inside their water containers. Now, the larger water containers, I don't really have to deal with ice so much, except for in the outside external cups. Then I have to kind of be like, okay, is it freezing today? Do I have to break up any ice inside those water cups? In that case, which I'll bring a, you know, water warm water from inside in my gallon jugs, and I'll break up the ice on the outside of the cups. But anyway, it's pretty cold, so let's go back inside because I can't feel my nose anymore. Now that we've come to the end of this important video about schedules and giving you a little bit more of encouragement on what's expected, you know, how do you need to maintain everything? Well, that's up to you. We feed every morning. Mostly, for the most part, my babies get snackies 3 times a day. You don't have to follow my routine. That's just because I'm here. That's just because we work here. We work from home. This is what we do. It's on a day-to-day basis. You may not have that benefit or that luxury of being able to do that. So you've got to come up with what's going to work for you. What's going to be good for you, boo? You got to figure that out, you know? So if feeding early in the morning before work is your thing, great. Establish that routine and do it. They'll expect you to go out and spend a little bit of time with them. It's going to make you feel a whole lot better also. So, yeah, do the things that you need to do. Sometimes my babies don't get snackies 3 times a day, depending on what else we have going on during the day. If it's cleaning a barn, if it's planting something in the greenhouse, if it's inside house chores that we have to do, other outside house chores that we have to do. There's different types of goals and things that we need to meet, that we do on a daily. Yeah, it's part of life. You got to manage, and you got to have a balance of things to make things work and to make things make sense for you. So grow what you can grow. Take care of what you can take care of. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And hopefully this helps encourage you a little bit to kind of stay on track some. Don't get too discouraged. We all have bad days and down days and sad days and days you just are like, I don't even know how in the crap I'm going to get all this done. But you do it. And you'll do it again, and you'll continue to do it, and you'll get better at it each time to the point where it just becomes part of your everyday routine and your everyday life. It's just like breathing. We breathe. We don't even really realize we're breathing, but we're breathing. Same thing with feeding and taking care of your animals. You'll just do it, and it'll be good. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for loving on us. This is my birthday week. I've been talking all about it coming up. I cannot believe I'm going to be 50 years old, and I have spent half of my life being married, which is awesome. 25 years for my anniversary. That just happened several weeks ago. I can't believe that. 25 years of being married? Wow. And now I'm 50. So I've spent half my life being married and over half my life taking care of my husband, my children, farm animals, my family, and I can't complain. It's been pretty good. So with that being said, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, thanks for joining. And if I can be an encouragement to you or anybody else and, you know, convince you that maybe you might need to start a little farm or a little farmstead or homestead or grow your own things so you can be a little bit healthier, then I've done my job. Anyway, I gotta start breakfast. I hope you guys have had breakfast. If not, I hope you get some breakfast soon. It's a pretty important part of the day. But go check out the website at chrissyoshow.com, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. All right, bye.